Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's 2 p.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I was not planning on making a video today. I had a lot of business, a lot of stuff to take care of in my business, my art business, and I had no plans on making a video today. I went back and I checked my video from yesterday, which I really believed in. And the last one I made before this. And I was truly disappointed when I saw it had like 67 views. And I felt strongly on this video. Let me just go over briefly with you guys. Maybe the title was bad. I don't know. I really started to think about how when I was in the inner city and everything, there was the rule of the street where you do not cooperate with the police. Snitches get stitches. You don't cooperate with the justice system. It's street justice. You don't talk to police. And I started thinking about this and what is the reason for this. And this probably goes back decades of mistrust with the police. Minorities, but not just minorities. This is the law of the streets, the law inside prison, the law of the streets, really, where you do not cooperate with the police. And I started thinking about that because we talk about how a lot of murders for black kids, black people, they go unsolved for years. And I brought up the case of Grandmaster Jay, I think it is, from Run DMC, and it's taken years for this murder to be solved because nobody in that room, the MC from no, not the MC, from Run DMC, and nobody in that room would talk to the police years ago. And this murder, it's taken them years to solve this murder. And I started to think about that, how it's a vicious circle. Over the years, in the city, in the streets, minorities came to distrust the policing system, the justice system. They were treated unfairly. And I think that's where you got this, you don't cooperate, you don't talk to the police, you do not cooperate with police. I think this has been brewing for decades. And we look now, we wonder, like, we look at it as police not caring. And I think some of it honestly has to do with the fact that a lot of minorities or a lot of people in the inner city, white and black, still just do not cooperate, do not trust the police, so they don't cooperate, and a lot of crimes go unsolved. And then when crimes go unsolved, you have a tendency to get retribution. If somebody steals your car, if somebody does something to your girlfriend, if somebody kills your cousin, there's going to be retribution. It's street justice. And I saw this for years. I saw this. It is truly the way of the number one rule of the street. It's the unwritten law. And I started thinking about this, and it's not the fault of minorities, of black people, and it's not really the fault of the police either. It's a broken system where, going back into the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, when things were really bad between the police and minorities, and it probably started developing then, when there was a mistrust where, you just didn't cooperate, and it grew and grew. And so, it's what we have today is, where you just do not cooperate with the police. Snitches get stitches. And that built out of mistrust over decades, over generations, and it did. And so you have people not trusting the policing system, the justice system. And you have the police, some of them being good police and wanting to close these cases, to solve these crimes. But they can't because no one's talking to them, because no one trusts them anymore. No one will talk to them. How can you solve? Like I said, I was reading up on this Run DMC murder that happened years ago. And it's taken them, 10 years to solve this murder. There was 6, 7 people in the room when this guy was shot. Grandmaster Jay was shot in the head. And nobody would say a word. Nobody saw anything. and we talk about how, police aren't doing their job. It's like they don't care. They're not arresting these, they're not even investigating these murders. And you see what I'm talking about here. You have people not cooperating with the police, not giving them any information, which must be frustrating, and you can't do your job when people that were there and saw the actual crime won't tell you with anything. You have no witnesses that'll work with you. And but then in those same communities, you have people crying out because they say the police aren't doing their job in solving these murders. And then on top of that, like I said, you have when you have street justice, you have retribution. And that's where I think a lot of this comes from too. And then you throw the drugs and the gangs in with that, and you got this big mess. The system is in trouble. And so I started thinking, well, how could you solve this? Maybe some more minority officers on the force, but I don't think that's it. I don't think that'll solve it at all. I don't know. I started thinking about maybe some kind of advocates between the community policing. But you have to be careful there where you don't cross a line of being taking the law in your own hands. Where you go back to street justice, you have to be very careful. It's a tough situation, and I thought it was a great video. I really did. I was really disappointed. So anyway, if you will, give it a shot. A lot of times on here, I'll say things that maybe I'm not supposed to say. The hardcore left view, is Black Lives Matter, and I'm kind of crossing a line when I start bringing up this Stitches and the snitches stuff, saying that some of this blame does go to the community, to the black community, to the minorities that aren't cooperating. But it's not really blame because it's they've lost trust in the system, which I completely understand. So I'm not blaming the police. I'm not blaming the black community. It's a broken system where the two just aren't functioning together anymore. There's no trust here, and there's no way that the police can get anything done without cooperation over here, and refusal of cooperation over here because they don't trust them. It just goes around and around, and you get this street justice where you don't cooperate with the police, and you get this retribution. Well, we'll take care of it. We'll handle it. And that's where you start getting this one black guy, two black guys, 3, 4, 5 Hispanic. Everybody start piling up. So I'm not placing blame anywhere, but from what I remember, it's a broken system. There's a lack of trust from the community in the policing and justice system. And this goes back decades and generations where they just won't cooperate. They refuse to play the game anymore. And you have street justice. And street justice can be messy, and it tends to snowball. And that's where we're at. Not placing blame anywhere, but there's a broken system. It's going to require some, and that's where I step back because, after all, I am a native white American, white guy from the suburbs. So I don't have all the answers. Just my point of view, my opinion from when I did spend a lot of time in these communities, from what I remember. You know what? I'm going to make a video tomorrow talking about when I actually did snitch. I ratted out a guy that stole a purse from an 89-year-old woman, stole her Social Security check, and my buddies weren't going to say anything. They were going to protect him, and I went right to the police station and ratted him out. you got to draw a line somewhere, and that was my line. I didn't get paid for it. I didn't get anything out of it. It was wrong. It was wrong, and I didn't stick to the street rule. I told the cops who it was and what he did. So I walked the walk. I don't just talk the talk, man. I walk the walk. All right. I hope you guys enjoy the video from yesterday. Give it a chance. I don't think it's a bad video. I thought I had some relative ideas, some pertinent ideas. All right. Have a good Wednesday.